the new geopolitical reality of the United States of America uh, standing 2025 to 2029. A new administration it's in town, and the Biden era is over, and the President Biden is over, and President Trump's era of leadership and governance has begun. So 2025 to 2029 are going to be shaped by a new reality, and the way American navigates geopolitics will be different. The geopolitical institutions and instruments will be the same. Even the geopolitical principles will be the same. But the way of navigation will be different. Certain things will be deleted, certain things will be erased, certain things will be built, certain things will be reinforced. And the goal is to make America stronger and to make American place in the world not to be forgotten. And for the lives of Americans to be better, for businesses to prosper, for America to be advanced in technologies, precisely space technologies, quantum computing, fusion technologies, semiconductors, and in research, in new materials, and artificial intelligence, and in EVs, battery manufacturing, and bringing factories and companies back to America, and having a new type of immigration that pulls talent. And that will be the change. The fundamentals are the same. America needs migration. But 2025 to 2029, the migration will be a little bit different. America will be hunting for talents, engineers, intelligent creators, and in computer technologies, and in chip building, and in advanced manufacturing, and advanced software development, and in making science and technology and research a reality as one of the soft powers for America. That's the future. And so immigration will be slim, and it will be based on talent. And that might affect people from poorer countries, or it's going to affect migrants that are migrating for adversity, for poverty, and for political reasons. And I don't think the new administration will not have energy or appetite for that. The new administration is focused on competing, particularly with China, and to compete with China, the administration will not, even though it should, will not lay so much emphasis on political liberal philosophies of human rights, of democracy and good governance, and taking care of a better world of equality and fairness. The 4 years in America, we talk very less on that. Diversity and equity will not be interested on that. And the administration will be interested on anything that makes America ahead, that makes America prosperous. And the new administration is trying to create a tech, a tech hub, not a tech industrial complex, even though it cannot be like what the former president talked about. But to compete with the new world, with India just launching something to space and countries around the world. And it goes beyond flexing muscles. So the world has changed. Right? The world got changed from the eras of divine right of kings and to the age of enlightenment. And the age of enlightenment, I would say ended with the industrial revolution, that the effects of it brought a lot of poverty and division, rich and poor, that propped up communists or dictators like Lenin, Mussolini, and Stalin and Hitler. It became a nationalistic and a world that was divided by blocks. The First World War divided, France, Italy, you got Austro-Germany, and you got Russia, it's this in-betweens. And later America came to the Second World War. So it's a different type of war. The world today is none. The geographic space of the world today is none. The peoples of the world know themselves. And for the first time again in history, people are proud to be themselves in their identity, in their civilization, in their religions. So the thing is not colonization or imperialism or racism or hatred or bigotry or identity politics. That world is gone. The world today is all about technology. AI. That's my philosophy. AI, intelligence is philosophy. I've been saying this time and again. I've been saying this for more than 20 years. That the future is an intelligent, driven future. IDF. The future is an intelligent, driven future. IDF. We should remember that. We should remember that. That's where the future of the world it's heading to. So countries are aligning themselves technologically. And we need to prepare ourselves, the people. We need to prepare our educational systems to advance us into that future. The competition for dominance, even though dominance is an old word, the competition for leadership is in the science and technologies. In kindergarten to higher learnings, curriculum should be rewritten to prepare the younger generations for that future to come. It's already here. It's already here. The infrastructure of that future is being built. That infrastructure is being built. You're gonna get big data, massive big data investment centers, nanotechnologies, new materials, upgraded futuristic softwares, futuristic intelligences. As I said to you, that the humans are gradually transitioning from the Android intelligence age into the artificial intelligence age. And we should be ahead of that. Our education, our politics, our religion, our traditions, our cultures, and our ways of life should be oriented towards that future, that AI intelligence's future, in chips development, semiconductorization, civilization. We are getting into the semiconductorization civilization. The quantum computerization of the future. The nanolization of the future. The nanotechnologicalization of the future. The nanotechnologicalization of the future. The fusion technologicalization of the future. The quantumization technologicalization of the future. I use all these terms, I create all these terms for you to remember, because that's where the future is heading to. The infrastructure of that future should be built now. Should be built now. From migration to what you teach kids in schools, into the churches, or the church, or the mosque, or the temple, or in cultural centers, educational institutions, think tanks, lobbying groups, politicians. The AI intelligence future is here. And it's time we prepare ourselves for it. You should remember that competing for the future is not going to be about the wars you fight anymore. Because the wars you fight destroys your own talent, destroy the future, destroy infrastructures, and irritates you. Once you're bogged down in wars, it drags you. It drains your resources. It makes very few industries of war very powerful. But it renders your people unintelligent. What you need today in today's society is intelligent citizenry and intelligent people. You need an intelligent public. You need an informed public. But that information should be geared towards artificial intelligences or intelligences of the future. For the past decades and century, information was driven about politics. Politics. But the information of the future will be driven about intelligences. Space, marine intelligence, maritime intelligence, means underwaters. Humans shall seek the skies to know what is above the skies, as they shall seek to know what is beneath the waters, and what is to their left, and what is to their right. Those infinity horizons, as I call it. those infinity horizons shall harness the best out of the human mind. Because the human mind must push itself to gain itself. Human mind must be expanded. And the era of artificial intelligence is here. And that day cometh when the president or the Supreme Court, the executive branch, the Supreme Court, and the legislative branch, that all representatives of politicians shall be AI intelligence nerds. You not just elect somebody to office that just speaks well, or just create division, or promise to divide people, or promise to give you stuff, or promise to take stuff away from others, or promise one race, or one religion, or one gender. That dynamics of political era is over. That future cometh, where somebody running for Congress will be testifying and prophesying and teaching and promising what they will do to advance America into that future of artificial intelligences. That virtualization future. That future with nano intelligence and new materials, with microchips, becomes the thing. I am that philosopher for that future. AI intelligence is philosopher. I can only tell you that the educational system, if not changed, will be left behind. And that the people, if not educated in artificial intelligences, education, AIE, artificial intelligences, education, if not taught, they will be left behind. A political system going forward that elect people in Congress or in the Supreme Court or in the executive or the president who are not informed in artificial intelligences, they'll be left behind. That country will be left behind. They'll be outmatched, outplayed by intelligence-driven administrations of politics around the world. China is leading in many things because they believe in that philosophy. We can call Chinese communism or whatever we want. They don't see themselves that way anymore. Their minds are driven to be the leadership of that future of intelligences. We can be distracted with our wars. We can be distracted with our politics of sanctions, of restricting countries. You can only be part of intelligence. You cannot stop intelligence. Because intelligence is not a person, it's not a physical thing. It's just like you cannot stop somebody from believing in God. Because God is not physical. You cannot stop somebody from believing in something. Because the thing is in the heart. You cannot stop intelligence. Because intelligence is something of the mind. People have tried, it didn't work. People have invested their whole lives. Civilizations have come to crush people, their religions and their belief systems. And those belief systems and religions are still here today, but those people that try to crush it, those people are dead. They're gone. because the religion is of the soul. You cannot take it away. And I say today, intelligence is of the mind. You cannot take it away. You can sanction countries. You can prevent countries from having access to technologies. They will just learn it and move forward. So it's not preventing people from selling or acquiring technology. It's competing with people advancing, acquiring or selling technologies. It's in the future. It's in the future. I spoke at length about the future. I've written about the future. And just listen to AI intelligence's philosophy. Read it. It prepares the human being for that future. How to think, how to live, how to act, what to dream for, how to dream, how to inspire, how to motivate, how to think, doubt, and ask questions, what to educate yourself with. That's the future. That intelligence future does not have racism, sexism, and bigotry in it. That intelligence future does not have a Democratic Party or Republican Party in it. The intelligence future does not have a nationalism in it. The intelligence future is just like democracy. It's an idea. That new intelligence future, just as we were driven towards an idea of a free world, of a democratic world, where people are free, with rights, liberties, and the pursuit of happiness, in a rule of law, with a constitution, with a separation of powers, people have free speech, people can come and think freely and innovate and create. There's a new future. That new freedom, that future today, that idea, it's an intelligence-driven future. IDF. The IDF. The IDF. The IDF. The IDF. The intelligence-driven future. That's the new freedom. That's the new way. That's the new thing. An intelligence-driven future. I wish that this 4 years of America is driven towards that intelligence-driven future. It shouldn't be distracted with the politics of division or giving people stuff or fighting with our trying not to give aid to one state because of something. Don't be distracted. Trying to go for liberal states, pit liberal state against Republican state. Don't be distracted. You are that leader that is called upon to learn on the intelligences of the past administrations, to help prepare America for that intelligence-driven future. IDF. IDF. I coined that word. IDF meaning intelligence-driven future. Think like that. Doubt like that. Ask questions like that. Based on that word. You must prepare the young people for that world. You must prepare Americans for that world if you want to lead. And remember, that leadership might not come from us. Democracy started in Greece, but America became the country that promoted and made democracy to be what democracy is today. The headquarter of democracy is in America. The liberal democratic countries look up to America. An American president is the leader of the free world. But it started in Greece, ended in America. Same thing I'm talking about. It's not our destiny. We're not predestined to lead the IDF war, the intelligence-driven future war. But we should take upon ourselves that we hold these truths to be self-evident. That we, the American people, are called upon to lead the IDF war, the intelligence-driven war. That upon this, our pursuits will be different. That we're going to refine our educational systems. We're going to restructure our government, our politics. Restructure our way of thinking, where we ask questions. That we're going to restructure our projection, perception, and perspective. To orient our resources towards that greater new world. The thing that leads to the greater new world I talk about, it's IDF, intelligence-driven future. So the greater new world shapes that world that's gonna accommodate the IDF world. The greater new world, the GNW, gonna be the administration, the governing structure upon which the IDF gonna reign. It's time for us to prepare that architecture. That time is now. Don't be distracted. Don't be distracted. It's the time for America to assemble the best of the best. I say time and again. We need a nerd system, a quantum computer nerd system, a fusion technology nerd system, an AI intelligence nerd system, a nanotechnology nerd system, a space technology nerd system, microchips nerd system. We need the system, the digitalization nerd system, the virtualization nerd system. We need science and technology nerds to lead and prepare us for the IDF war, intelligence-driven future. A way of thinking, it's a way of being. I can only tell you about the future. I can prophesy. I can envisage the future so that you can go to work and start to prepare those infrastructures for America not to be left behind. Because my fear is that the IDF will not be led by America. My fear that the IDF, that the intelligence-driven future, will be led from Asia. It will be led from the ASEAN. You can only compete with that. You cannot stop it. Remember, you cannot stop China. You can stop that country, China. We cannot stop the intelligence of China. Remember that. Intelligence is not a thing. It's not a person. On the contrary, you can let that intelligence migrate to America. And with that intelligence to migrate to America, you must do away with the old crude principles of racism, sexism, and bigotry. Racism, sexism, and bigotry drove a certain type of politics, colonization, imperialism. That time is over. The system of physical dominance, or the way you look, the color of your skin, or your gender, that system, or where you were born, that system of governance, create imperialism, colonialism, The power of the Industrial Revolution, it created a type of war. That war led to what? First, Second World War. That America came to save the world from. And America became a system of ideas. That's why it's the greatest country on planet Earth today. Because America is not the system of a country. It's not a geographic or a color or something, or a gender-based system. It's a system of ideas. I hold this truth to be self-evident. And it creates all these preambles and these constitutions and these laws and the do's and don'ts that free people can flourish. Ideas can be replicated and exponentiated. And people can therefore fight for patterns to preserve the ideas. America is a system of ideas. It's a democratic system of ideas. That's the ideal that counts on the hill, that the best ideas laid. That statue of liberty, that the liberties of ideas should laid. The free thinking and the IP minds, intellectual property minds should laid. That's the statue of liberty in the IDF world, should be the IP mind. The IP minds, intellectual property minds that can create, can invent. The new ideas, the novelty type of mind, the genesis type of mind, the creative mindset, and ingenuity mindset. That type of mind, IP type of mind. Those are the minds that should be harvested and harnessed. Every door, everyone planet Earth. Every door in every country, in every nation. We should go to all these places on planet Earth and look for those talent. Look for those IP minds for them to build an IDF world. Look for IP minds to build an IDF world. For that's what the greater new world wants. Look for an IP mind to be an IDF world. Look for an IP mind to build an IDF system for the greater new world. Say it again. Look an IP mind to build an IDF system for the greater new world. IPM, IDF, GW, GNW. Are they connected? The IP mind needs an IDF system to build a GNW world, a greater new world. Remember the triangularism of things. The triangularism of things for the future of technologies and intelligences. That triangularism of things that I said today that a human being is born with 3 gifts. The gifts of word, the philosophy, the wisdom of speaking, as I'm talking to you. The gift of numbers and the gift of symbols. And that symbol for that future is IPM, IDF, GNW. IPM, we need an intellectual property mind. An intellectual property mind is a mind of novelty. It's a mind that can create new ideas. That needs to be copied, written, and patented. And when you get a quantumization, an exponentiation of IP minds, and they can therefore build an IDF system, intelligence-driven system, future, intelligence-driven future. It means artificial intelligence is driven future, don't get me wrong. And once they build an artificial intelligence system, And then they're going to live in the greater new world. The greater new world means it's a world that is expanded. Nobody stops. It's too big. Because it's led by intelligence. Positive intelligence, higher humanity. We should lead that world. I'll give you the philosophy for that world. It's for America to lead. Nothing should stop us. But we should stop ourselves. If we are the chosen one, we should go to work. If we are predestined to lead, then we should go to work. And for the sake of the future of the universe, if we don't want to lead the IDF world, we should not prevent other countries who want to lead, other people, ideologies of civilization. We should not stop them. Because the future needs that intelligence. The future needs artificial intelligences for health, for better living, for longevity, for prosperity, for the human being to evolve, for the human being to be able to transcend beyond their physicality. The human being would like to go to space, like to go to Mars, like to go to Pluto, if it was still a thing, and to go to Neptune. They want to travel those planets. They want to go beyond the universe into the multiverse. Humans want to transcend beyond the physicality of themselves. And their currency is digitalization, virtualization, and trianglism art. The trianglism art is the currency of that future. Let me say it again. Trianglism art. Trianglism immersive infinity art. Trianglism immersive infinity art is the currency of that greater new world. The digital currency, the virtual currency of that new world. They cannot touch, they cannot depreciate, can only appreciate. That's the future. Remember that. Be part of it. That we should prepare our schools for that. Parents should prepare their children for that. What we learn in school should be driven towards the future. What I call an IDF application type of education. IDF applications. IDF, the intelligence-driven future applications, is what we should be taught in schools and theories on that. How to expand thinking, how to create that future. That's where the competition lies. There shall be competition on wars. And that competition shall not be based on countries. It shall be based on talent pools, nerd pools. Are you seduced or attract and bring intelligences to you? I make it conducive in your country and system for people to do business. Foreign direct investment. And how you incentivize. That make kids go to school and waste their lives in school, studying something that's obsolete, that means nothing. Just think about it. Every human being has been to school. But there are just been a few 1% that lead the world. What happened to all that education? Waste. Waste brain space. On the contrary, education is not meant to make people intelligent. Education be followers. And it builds narrow-minded humans. It gives them fear. It gives them timidity. It gives them insufficiencies, inadequacies, insecurities, iniquities, inequalities, and inferiorities. The IDF applications type of education will not be that. They're going to develop the HPIs, the human personal intelligence, human personal initiatives, human personal inspiration, human personal invention, human personal innovation, human personal investment, human personal independence, human personal individuality. That thing to create and develop and expand to the future. The novelty types of mind, the genesis minds, IP types of minds. That's what AI philosophy is all about. AI intelligence philosophy is all about. Remember, the IDF evolution has started. We need IP minds to be the IDF system for the greater new world. And that greater new world is my wish that America should lead. And if we don't lead, somebody will. Remember, in the old days, if you stop a person, you stop a country. And the country can be oppressed, can be colonized, can be exploited. But the intelligence of the future is not about that. If you stop a person, you don't stop the intelligence. Because the person has the IP to the intelligence that you will need. Remember, build an IP mind system. An IP mind system. IPS and IPMS. Build an IP mind system for an IDF war. Build an IP mind system for an IDF war. Philosopher Prince. AI Intelligence's Philosopher Prince is Rosar. January 24, 2025 from Las Vegas. Thank you. Encouraging humans of today to build an IP mind system for an intelligence-driven world, for an artificial intelligence-driven world. That's a prescription for the greater new world. The prescription for the greater new world is an IP mind system that builds an IDF system that leads a greater new world. Thank you.